everybody, how are we all doing? It is Halloween. Happy Halloween. If you're celebrating tonight, try not to scare too many people, please, when you're going trick-or-treating. Keep it safe and just keep it subtle if possible. Right, so here we are. Today is the 31st of October, 2013. It is Thursday. Wow, what an episode, huh? Crucible. I don't know. I'm still... When I was watching the episode last night, I literally, when the first revelation happened, I was just sat there with my mouth wide open. I was like, and it's just one of those things where it's just unexpected, totally unexpected. Now, a couple of things. I know I said last week at the end of last week's chapter how we thought, well, I had an idea as to who the Black Canary could be. Now that we know who she is, I'll tell you who I thought she was. I honestly thought that she was Lady Shiva, or Shiva before she becomes Lady Shiva anyway. Because given the whole League of Assassins connection, Lady Shiva does have a connection with the League of Assassins in some sense. So that was my theory. And the other theory was the one that revealed it, was the one that we saw happen last night. And a lot of other people had their theories about who they thought the Black Canary actually was. But what is interesting is, well, I'm not going to say and give it away, but all I'm going to say is that Oliver has been sitting on a secret for a very long time, and when that was revealed as to what that secret was, I was just like, whoa. And you even see it in a flashback of the, of him on the island as well. We've got our Haitian friend from Heroes back. He was in this episode trying to get some information out of Oliver. Something to do with the graveyard that him and Slade had found. I say him and Slade, but I think him, Slade and Shadow rather. Jade, it's Selena Jade is the actress who plays Shadow. Had found, and the bodies were so mutilated. It was like, how do you explain the way that these bodies are looking? So he wants to know about that grave site that Oliver had found. He obviously knows that Oliver has found it, but unless Oliver tells him what he wants to know, he'll torture him and kill him. But the interesting thing for me, I mean, even Stephen Amell himself tweeted this yesterday. He said that this episode should have been titled Revelations, because that's exactly what we got. A whole number of things were just revealed today in last night's episode even. I honestly don't know where to begin. There was a mention of Camp Kirby, which I believe is in reference to Jack Kirby, who, whilst he has worked for Marvel in the past, he was also instrumental in creating the Dark Side and the New Gods of Genesis for DC as well. And he was also responsible for actually giving Green Arrow an origin story as well back in the day. He's no longer with us, unfortunately, the great Jack Kirby. But it's nice to see that he is being honoured on Arrow as we've seen last night. So what have we got here? So this yesterday's episode, we've got a guy who goes by the name of the Mayor, who has been stealing military grade weapons and has basically been terrorising the Glades. He believes he owns the Glades, and at the same time Sebastian Blood is also trying to, get rid of all the guns in the Glades. And with the help of Oliver decides to help out with him to basically donate some cash for people to hand in their guns. And you see even Roy is handing his in, and they're getting cash for it. But the amount of money that Roy has been told he would get, he decides, oh no, just keep it, just keep the weapons. I'm not interested anymore. Sin is back in the frame as well. She has a bit of an unfortunate accident. Laurel is starting to go down the path of her father in terms of hitting the bottle. Doesn't look good for her. I think she's still feeling guilty about what happened to Tommy. I really hope she does turn around pretty soon, and you can even see that Quentin himself feels responsible for the path that she is going down, and yeah, so he misses Sarah, and so does Laurel. They both miss Sarah, but Laurel also misses Tommy as well, and it's one of those things. It's like they're both caught between a rock and a hard place. You know, they can't see a way out in some sense, but hopefully as time goes on and as the episodes go on, I'm sure the things will turn around for the both of them. So anyway, so yeah, with this mayor calling himself the mayor, which is quite hilarious. A black dude going around calling himself the mayor. Kind of reminds me of Back to the Future. Yeah, Mayor Goldie Wilson. Jeez, never mind. So anyway, but yeah, literally, honestly, what an episode. Overall, fantastic. There's, if I may say so, I think season 2 of Arrow, we're only 4 episodes in, and already it is just phenomenal. Agree with me that this is so far one of the best seasons of a TV show ever, for me anyway. I mean, it's pulling out all the stops even better than what Smallville ever did. I'll be honest with you. Smallville was great. Smallville was amazing. It had its ups and downs. Towards the very end of the last couple of seasons, it really started to dwindle. We know how bad it got, especially in season 10. But with season 2 of Arrow, it's really picking up the pace. I mean, we still even got a mention of the particle accelerator at Star Labs in Central City. So we're not far away from seeing Barry Allen's appearance on Arrow. So we're one episode closer. Next week's episode, however, is going to be interesting. League of Assassins. Oh my god, we are so in for some epicness in next week's episode, and a lot of people have already said that next week's episode is supposed to be kick-ass awesome. So I'm really looking forward to it, and I know you guys are as well. But again, and the ending of last night's episode, was anyone else surprised? I kind of was, because I didn't expect it that soon, but then again I wasn't, because given the guy's name, it kind of gave it away. I did mention it last week as well, in last week's episode about this chap. So again, it sort of gave it away, and you can see that he's preparing for something. What he's preparing for, we don't know. Is it going to tie in with the League of Assassins as well? It could do. Yeah, so Black Canary has now been unmasked. Did not expect that at all. But and to be honest, I mean, whilst she's been unmasked, I didn't expect it to happen this soon. Okay, to be perfectly honest with you. I mean, we're only 4 episodes in and already a lot has happened. It's very difficult to try and keep up with what has happened so far on the series, but damn. And Stephen Amell even did a Q&A video, 2 videos on Facebook for surpassing 300,000 fans. And I love Stephen Amell so much. The guy is just amazing. He keeps in touch with his fans. He updates everybody with what's happening. You know, I mean, he's recording these Q&As in his trailer. And there's even one part, you see him, they knock on his trailer door, and he's like, what? They say, right, you'll be out, you know, we're ready for you. He says, right, okay, 1 minute. So you don't see any fancy editing or anything. It's him. It's raw. It's right there. It's Stephen Amell. I mean, people have been asking him, do you answer all your questions yourself? Does he maintain the Facebook page? Yes, he does. He does the whole thing because he believes that as a celebrity, this is his best way of keeping in touch with the fans and updating the fans. He feels that it makes him get closer to the fans. I mean, how many other celebrities do you know that does something like that? You get other celebrities who have people who update their Facebook status, people who tweet for them. Not Stephen. And even another person that I know that does this is Rachel Nichols of Continuum. She also tweets to everybody that she can tweet to as much as possible. I mean, just the other day she did a 12-hour tweet marathon for a charity, and it was just amazing to see her go through that. I mean, she was in Twitter jail for like 4 times, but she was still able to answer questions. It was amazing. Because she was in Twitter jail for about 4 times, she added an extra hour, so she went for it up until 11 o'clock. The poor girl was shattered. So people like that, you know, when you look at the work that they put in for the show that they're doing, and then outside of that, they're still keeping in touch with the fans. You've got to give them credit. You know, I mean, like I say, I adore and appreciate what Stephen is doing for not just for himself, but for everybody as well. Everyone involved on Arrow. I mean, you've got the Arrow writers themselves who are also on Twitter. They're constantly tweeting of what's happening. Guggenheim as well, Kreisberg, Greg Berlanti, they're all on there. I think this has have to be. I mean, Smallville had its people on there as well, but I think Arrow is probably the first show that I've watched where literally everybody is involved. Willa Holland's on there, Colton Haynes is on Twitter, Emily Bett Rickards, Katie Cassidy, Paul Blackthorne. They're all on Twitter. It's amazing. So yeah. Anyway, sorry for that ramble. I just had to get that in there. But like I say, looking forward to next week's episode, and let me know what you thought of last night. Please don't post any spoilers for last night, because I know there's still a number of people who haven't seen the episode. If you post any spoilers, they will be deleted. So keep it clean. And yeah, that's it from me. Thank you all very much. See you next week. Bye.